What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, we're gonna get into it this morning. This morning, what we're gonna talk about real quick is one of the things that I know it blows people's deals a lot, and that's how do you explain the hidden fees that are on the worksheet when we get in front of customers. Let me adjust this camera and think about how many times have you sat down and been talking to a customer and they ask you a question about the fees on the side. Now, let me address one thing, and I'm typing something real quick. I apologize. Let's address one thing real quick. You ever notice how management typically instructs you when you sit down that you just ignore the numbers that are on the right side, typically, of the worksheet? Now, let me ask you a question. As smart as you are, if you're going in and you're about to make an investment in a vehicle and you sit down with a sales rep that has a whole lot of numbers on it, and they try to ignore the numbers that are on the right hand side that talks about taxes, doc fees, dealer fees, and all of this stuff, and you just ignore that and you go straight over to the payments, do we not believe that these folks did not see that? Think about you yourself. Would you allow somebody to sit down, totally ignore those numbers, and then go straight over to the payments? Now, let's not get it twisted. Payment typically is the most important thing to a person. If it fits within their budget, they're good with that. Payment is the most important thing to a person. But when you're sitting down with that worksheet and you totally ignore the numbers on the right side, typically we say, hey, listen, okay, the price for the vehicle is $39,750. You know, you're out the door, tax, tag, title, and fees out the door is $42,540. Now over here to the payments, and then we take our pen and we direct them over to the payments. Now, if you believe that they are not paying attention to all of those figures that were on the side of that worksheet, you're sadly mistaken. Okay. And if you aren't prepared to be able to answer those questions intelligently, it'll blow a deal. And one of the things I always stress is that the hardest objection to overcome is the one that we don't know exists. Okay. Now, one thing I want to let you know as we get into it, there was a special offer that I had going on until August the 2nd at midnight. And due to the fact that, man, I had so many people that either didn't know, that missed out on it, that were sending messages, posting comments on the video saying, dude, did I miss it? I missed the last one, yada, yada. What we've done, just to be fair, is I've extended it until August the 7th at midnight. Now, the next time I do it, it is going back up to the $297. It is $997, but I'm still going to give a discount at $297. But right now, it's available at $65. And you get access to the whole program. You get access to the weekly coaching sessions with me. Again, sometimes it's better to give than to receive. And so when I met with my team, one of the best things that we could do is just make it available for people. Those who might have missed can take advantage of it and benefit from it. So if you know that you've been looking for training, you've been looking for the word tracks, you've been following everything, and you just want to know how you can maximize your opportunity at your store, click that link, go on over, get registered, get started, and we're going to rock and roll this thing. So back to it. So you got those fees that are over there and you're going straight to the payment. Now, one thing, a common question that people bring up is, what is the doc fee? Okay, and I've addressed this previously, but it seems like a lot of folks still are having issues with it. And as you're coming in, do me a favor, hit that like button, share with me who you are, what dealership you at, and whatnot. So that doc fee, and let me explain what the doc fee is, and we can put this to bed. The doc fee is nothing more than the cost associated with the certification, registration, and inspection of the vehicle. That is all the doc fee is. Okay, it is the cost associated with the inspection, certification, and registration of your vehicle, or documentation, excuse me. The inspection, certification, and documentation for your vehicle. That is a far more intelligent way to explain it than is pure profit for the dealership, or it's something that everybody pays. Who gives a damn that everybody pays it? At the end of the day, as a consumer, I'm trying to do the best for me. So if there's a way for me to minimize the expense or minimize the cost, I'm going to do that. And so when they ask these questions and a sales rep says something like it's pure profit or everybody does it, what's up, Frank? Campar Hamilton, 401 Auto, appreciate you coming in the building. But if somebody asks you this question and you're unable to explain it intelligently, you will lose. So for once and for all, what the doc fee is the cost associated with the inspection, the certification, and the documentation for your vehicle, Mr. and Ms. Customer. It's standardized across the board. And boom, move on. And as far as everything else, when it comes to if you have taxes in your state and you see that there's a nice lump sum of taxes, If they ask about that, hey, what's this figure right here? Oh, that's the taxes. And you know, Uncle Sam, that's one of our responsibilities that we all have to contribute. Boom, a quick way to explain it. But what you want to make sure that you do is if there are any numbers on the right side of your worksheet, whether it be dealer fees, non-tax fees, any of them, and you don't know what they are, ask somebody. And yes, if your dealership instructs you to never, ever, ever discuss those things, that's fine. But you need to be prepared where in the event that it comes up, you are prepared to handle it. And we know that in the minds, like I said earlier in the video, for those of you may have missed, you are an intelligent consumer. Could somebody sit down in front of you if you're about to make a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 investment and have a right side of a sheet with thousands of dollars worth of figures and numbers that are going into your bottom line, and you don't at least wonder what exactly those are? And I'll stress this again, the hardest objection to overcome is the one that's never asked. You see, in my belief system and the way that, I work with people, unless the dealership tells me they have a specific way that they want their people to handle it, I am huge on taking people through each one of those line items, meaning the sales rep, and explaining to them what each line item means. Because in a battle, you're not prepared if they ask the question and you have no idea what it is, or you got to make something up. And anytime we have to make something up, the customer loses and we lose, especially if they know the answer. And so with those fees on the right side of that sheet, please believe that they're rolling around in the mind of that guest. And the hardest objection to overcome is the one that we never bring up, they never bring up, so we never get to address it, okay? So when it comes to the fees on the side of the sheet, like the doc fee is the cost associated with the inspection, the certification, and the documentation for your vehicle, okay? And you want to make sure you at least have an idea of what those are. I get messages all the time from people who customers, well, they got everything they want. The monthly budget is where they want it to be. It's the vehicle they want, has the right features, but yet they leave. A lot of times the reason why they leave is because they feel the dealership is trying to pull the wool over their eyes again by laying down all of these figures and not wanting to explain them. And see, and when a sales rep, as a sales professional, when we shy away or we try to hide numbers, what we do is we actually heighten the attention on the numbers. And so if we're going to do that, where you sit down and you're going to point out one line item, which is the sales price, then whatever their discount is and what the adjusted price is, and then tax, title, and fees, and then you're out the door, be prepared. So in the event that they're hesitant, you can say, hey, listen, explain to me what's really holding you back. We got you at the monthly budget you want. It's the vehicle that you want. It has the right features. Tell me, is there something that I said or something that you saw that you feel is holding you back? Ask. Because don't be afraid to ask. Give them the opportunity to tell you. Because again, the hardest objection to overcome is the one that you don't know exists. Okay, so things like the doc fee is the cost associated with the inspection, the certification, and the documentation for your vehicle. It's simple and it makes sense. Every sales rep that I've given this tool to, when they explain it, it never comes up again. Okay, and each dealership is different for what they have certain fees there for. So I could go through every line item on one particular worksheet at a dealership, but I'll be doing you a disservice, because if I haven't been to your store, I have no idea exactly what your dealership, what the fees are on the worksheet and what they, how they want you to explain them or what they're there for. But one thing you want to do is make sure you have a good understanding of what those are. And in case you missed it, if you've seen the other videos, you know that there was a 48-hour special offer I had going on where my program, Sales Online, the Ultimate Automotive Online Sales Training Program, sells for $997 on the internet. And so what I did, I had a single mother named Sharon that's working at a Ford store who said that she really wanted to get it. She didn't have $1,000, but yes, she's new in automotive sales. The management staff isn't working with her, and she knows she needs help. She's been following all of the YouTube videos, and they've been helping her. And she asked me if there was something that I could do. And then she explained to me there's a lot of other single parents out there, or just people in general that's trying to make money, and they don't have $1,000 to be able to invest. And so what I did for her and for you is I've extended that special offer. It's only $65 right now for you to download the $1,000 program, which is the Ultimate Online Automotive Sales Training Program. I've shared the link right here in the chat log. And what you need to do is just go over and click on it and check it out. It's over 3.5 hours of automotive sales training, audio and video. There's over 3 hours of how to drive Facebook traffic from your profile to your dealership or to your page. You can start immediately. The online traffic surge teach you how to use Instagram and Snapchat. The how to dominate on YouTube. You know that works because you're here with me right now. You also get the 100 success tips. So Click that link, go on over, take advantage of the offer. Make sure you learn how to explain the fees. Post any comments or questions. Other than that, I'm Brian Maxwell, and I look forward to seeing you guys at the top and at the dealership. What's up, service guy? Awesome. Hey, appreciate that, man. Marquise Franks, how you doing? New to the car business, watching. You sold 15 cars in your first month at DeLand Chrysler Jeep Dodge. And listen, check this out. If you sold 15 in your first month, just from watching the YouTube videos, imagine, do you not believe that myself as a professional made sure that for those who take the next step and they serious about working with me, where every Monday at 8:30 in the evening, we have our live coaching sessions. And these are private. They won't be online. And the cool thing about it is, let's just say you working late at the store that night, or you got a deal going and you miss it, you'll always be emailed the copy of the replay once you're a part of the group. What's up, Daniel? Modern Nissan of Concord. So I had so many people that missed out on the 48-hour special that we had, y'all. They were sending me messages. Some of them was downright pissed off. They were like, good grief, Brian, you don't make announcements when you're doing this, yada, yada. I missed it. I was working. And I know what that's like, especially on a Saturday, where those who had to go in on Saturday, it's the busiest day of the week. And so you weren't able to get on live with me in the morning yesterday or Friday. You may have missed it. So any event that you did, and you are somebody that been watching the videos and they have been helping you, I guarantee you this, if you've got something from the YouTube videos, when you get the training program, it's going to blow your mind. And if you have children, the 100 success tips, imagine in the morning when you're dropping the kids off, or when you're hanging out, or today when you're just kicking back and you got those 100 success tips planned. They're on 10 different videos. It goes in segments of 10 on each video. You can play that for your kids. What if you have a spouse that you want to help make more money or get a better position? Why not let them listen to the sales training videos so they can sell their way into a better position? They can think more positive. It can help you all build and mold your relationship that much better. One thing I will tell you is that when you have two people that are the heads of the household and they're both working towards a common goal, to stay confident, to stay positive, to stay motivated, and you do have little ones watching that, the energy that builds from that is tremendous. I'm living proof. I have two sons that are starting college this year. I remember when I wrote my first book years ago, after I started getting money, my son saw that. My sons see me travel all around the United States. They see me speaking in front of crowds from whether it's 5 to 5,000. They see the impact of people all over the country and in different parts of the world that are making more money in automotive sales than they ever did working a 9-to-5 jobs. They've seen the people that have invested. They have taken money, instead of spending it on Netflix, instead of going out to eat for the week, they said, you know what? I want more out of life. And they've heard my story and where I share. I'm no better than anybody that's on these lives or working at any dealership. It just so happened that one day I got sick and tired of walking over dollars to pick up dimes. And I realized that my way of doing things wasn't going to get me to the next level, because if it was, it would have already got me there. And I know how powerful the ego is. And we like to tell ourselves, I can do it on my own. I can figure it out. And there's not one successful man or woman that's ever achieved success on their own. Even Isaac Newton from way back said it best, and I've quoted it a lot of times. If I see further than others, it's because I stood on the shoulders of giants. The things that I learned to help me sell 30 units a month at my store weren't things that came from me. They were things I learned from other people. When I invested in sales training seminars, when I was reading the books, these things helped me blow past everybody in my dealership. Now, the irony is, many times I go into a store in Jacksonville that I maybe used to work at, or somebody I used to work at, and you should see their face when they just realize the fact that we started together, but yet I turned it into a career that generates hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And you can do the exact same thing. Remember, it's not the skill of the man or the woman, it's the will of the man or the woman that gets them to the finish line. And it's learning things like how to explain the fees and articulate that. Do you know, in sales, I firmly believe in education rather than negotiation? What that means is when a sales rep expects to negotiate, the reason being that negotiation kicks up is because there's something in the mind of that customer they either don't believe or they don't agree with, or they just don't understand. But the reason a lot of salespeople don't like getting into these type of conversations is because they just don't know what to say. And if you know you've been caught in the corner with like a deer in headlights, you don't have to go through that. Do you know how much money that cost you? You know how much money that's costing you every time you engage with a guest that has an interest in what you have, and yet you are unprepared or unable to answer it the right way, or you use the line of somebody that works next to you. And here's my motto: you can do this. You can listen to the man or woman that works next to you in your dealership, or you can you can listen to somebody who sold their way out. That's the goal. If they work next to you, yeah, they're making some decent money, but is your objective to be like them, or is it to use this as an opportunity to build your career, whether it be to move into finance, to become one of the desk managers, to be a GSM, or to be a GM, or just to be able to increase your skill set where, yes, you're helping people buy a vehicle, you're making enough money to provide that lifestyle for your children. So now your efforts are helping lay the foundation for your kids to go to the next level. But why do we have to wait until our kids get grown to teach them the techniques of what it takes to ask the right questions, to become solution providers, to think bigger? Because as parents, we're the first superheroes our kids ever have. And if we're not teaching them how to be successful, and we're not teaching them how to invest in ourselves, how to build ourselves up, who's teaching them? You know where they learn it from? The rappers and the athletes on TV. And we know that's bullshit and it's fake. And so if your child sees you every day, sit at home on your phone, text, and they see you every day watching TV, they never see certain parents reading. They don't know that their parents didn't invest in anything to make their lives better, but yet the family is struggling. But that individual, that leader, is more concerned with paying their Netflix bill every month rather than investing in information that will not only help them, but will help their family and their children. If you take care of your mother, if you take care of your grandmother, if you take care of your aunt, if you take care of yourself, you take care of a family, it's bigger than us. You owe it to them. Because at the end of the year, if you invested $200 buying and watching Netflix movies, they won't give you anything back. As a matter of fact, stop investing in Netflix and see, won't they stop allowing you to watch the movies? Or you have an opportunity to take advantage. Look at the comments. You see the people who are telling you that they too follow the information. Nick Evans hit 30 units last month. And Nick, you owe it to you. I am tall, I'm 6'5", but you owe it to you. Yeah, you follow the information. And I remember when you started getting involved with the training a while ago. Now you're selling 30. You know, Marquise Franks, brand new to the business, dedicated to watching, sold 15 in his first month. And so if you're looking at this and you know you've been struggling to hit 10, you know you've been struggling to sell 12, and we got people that are following the information within these training programs that are selling 15 units in their first month or 30 units in a month, there's something to it. And guess what? None of us on here are any better than you. But a decision has to be made. And I know what it's like when it's tight. You got this bill that comes up, that bill that comes up. And guess what? The bills are going to keep coming for the rest of your life. They will never stop. So if you're waiting on a moment when the bills dry up and they stop for you to do something for yourself, you'll be waiting a long time. And guess what? When we're not moving forward, we're actually falling behind because society never stops. And so there is no such thing as the perfect day on the calendar. There is no such thing as the perfect time on a watch, except the one that we make. And if you feel that investing $65 for a program that can help you make $70, $80, $90, $100,000 is too much, the question goes back to how much do you value you? You see, we've been the CEOs of the biggest and the best business we'll ever own. And that's us. What companies pay for, they buy our time from our company. So what we accept as an hourly wage or a yearly income is how we value our business. And so if you accept $12, $13 an hour, or if you accept $400, $500 a week, then that's how you value your time. And how does any business get bigger, better, and more successful? By increasing the value, by increasing what it offers to the public. And that's what we do. We have to increase and improve our skill set. And if you're unwilling to invest in yourself, how can you ever expect any customers, any people, anything to invest in you? Let me break down the equation. Success is when preparation and opportunity meet. And so if you're not prepared, when the opportunity comes, you'll miss it. And there's an Eminem song, y'all heard it, when it say, lose yourself in the moment you own it, you got to never let it go. You get one shot. And that's so true in so many aspects of life. When you get that customer, you get one chance to make a first impression. And shame on us if we're unwilling and incapable of doing what we need to do to give ourselves a pay raise anytime we feel like it. Because that's the benefit of being in this business. The person that's working at AT&T, making $14, $15, $16, $17, $20 an hour, who cares? No matter how hard they work, they will not make more than that, period. period. And as adults, how can we ever allow some corporation or some person to tell us how much money they're going to give us to take care of our families? Because the amount they want to give us probably ain't going to be the same amount that we need to do it. But yet we continue to put our lives in the hands of somebody in a corporation. And then we wonder why shit don't go right. Their objective is to minimize the money that they spend. Their objective is to maximize profits. So if you're waiting on some company to give you your just due, you'll be waiting a long time, because today, guess what? We got more men and women that are 70 years old or older that are working jobs, not because they want to, because they don't have a choice. We have more people that have families moving in with other families, not because they want to, because they can't afford to live on their own. But then we'll tell you that they don't want to get involved in sales because they missed this one fact. For the moment we were all born, we're born into sales. We can't escape it. Unless every time you open your mouth, you want people to believe you're a liar, you're always selling an idea, a perspective, or a point of view. Always. And it's our ability or inability to give somebody a good enough reason to do business with us, to hire us, or even to stay in a relationship with us. Do you realize even being in a relationship is a sale? You're selling to that person every day why they should stay loyal to you, why they should stay with you, why they should believe in you. This thing is bigger than just moving vehicles. The information in this training helps you build a better life. And I've told this story before about the Chinese bamboo tree. When you bury it in the ground, it takes 5 years for a bulb to come through the dirt. But once it goes through the dirt, it grows 90 feet in 2 months. And the reason why it takes 5 years, you would look at a neighbor like they were insane if for 4 years, 11 months, and 23 days, they were watering a dirt spot and nothing showed up. You would think they were nuts. But the reality is, in 7 more days, a bulb will bust through, and then in 2 months, you have a big, beautiful tree in the neighborhood. But if they would have stopped at 4 years, 11 months, and 20 days, guess what? Nothing would have happened. But the reason why it took 5 years is because those roots had to stretch out, and they had to get a firm grasp and a strong foundation, because that tree is going to grow big, and it's got to be able to withstand the pressure from the winds, withstand the pressure from the storms. And that's exactly what you are. The reason why certain struggles and obstacles come up is to strengthen your foundation. And the reason why you want to continue to fill your mental Rolodex up with tools to make you more efficient in selling, in thinking bigger, in having more confidence, is that when those storms come, and they will come, when they come, you are strong enough, your foundation is sturdy enough to withstand the pressure. You see, a lot of people can't take the pressure. When things don't go right, they tuck tail and they run back to their safe zone. They run back to that 9-to-5 job that they ran away from. You know where that road goes. A job is not designed for anybody to ever become financially independent. It is not. But yet a person will think it's more sane to work 30 years for one company, and will celebrate that person if after 2 years they get a $1 raise. So after 2 years of selling your time to a company, you make $40 more a week. People will applaud you. But tell somebody that for the next couple of months, you're going to be dealing with the adversity of improving your skills, because you get paid on a commission. And yeah, you don't know what your check is going to be every month. And that's the beauty of it, because you can make it as big as you want. That's the beauty of it. And so why I get so passionate about this, because it changed my life. And I've seen it change the lives of many men and women, some with GEDs, some college educated. Matter of fact, I know a lot of people with degrees all over their wall couldn't hold a stick to what it is that I generate. But they got those degrees, not knocking it. But they lost sight of the fact that even with those degrees, you still got to know how to sell your skills to that company. Guess what? Because you ain't the only one with the degree. But you are the only one that can be you. And so when it comes to us helping people, and it's bigger than just automotive sales. The more you embrace what I'm saying about confidence in you, the more you embrace what I'm saying about when you know that you put in the work to hone your skills, the level of confidence that you have, you could run through a wall, because you know you put in the work and you could deal with the results. Because at the end of the day, you know you gave your all. You know how many people I see get in the automotive business and get out? Never read a book, never watched training. They watched a 5-minute YouTube video and consider that doing something. Excuse my French, that ain't shit. And I put them out. But that's not enough to get you to the next level. If it was, there'd be millions of people that'd be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and it's not. because people believe somehow they can slick their way to success. You can't. Sometimes taking a shortcut will take you the long route, period. And this investments that you make in yourself, I call them investments because you keep these materials for life. You can't keep Netflix for life. You won't even keep the vehicle you drive right now for life. You won't keep the apartment you live in for life. You probably won't be in the house you're in for life. But when you take information and you feed it to the supercomputer, that's with you for life. And so you're not just learning how to make $70,000, $80,000 one time. You'll have this to be able to build on this forever, for as long as you choose to use it. If you have children, pass it to them. What better gift can we give our children over Jordans and over the newest Xbox or PS game than giving them the information and the tools that'll make them be profitable in society? What better example can we set for our children rather than get up like a robot, walking into the place of business, doing the same shit every day, living insane, expecting different results? What better gift can we give them than them shit we showing them? It ain't where you start, it's where you finish. And I love you so much that I'm willing to invest in myself to give you a better lifestyle or to set an example for you. You see, that's real love. Any man that loves his family but will say he's unwilling to invest in himself to provide for them, that's not a man, that's a boy. He's a punk because he's making up excuses. How can there be anything more important than building yourself up to provide for your team or for your tribe? If you're a mother, what better gift can you give to your kids than showing them I love you so much that I'm willing to invest in myself to provide a better life for you? Y'all got to get what I'm saying. Even the Bible says it's better to give than to receive. And so when people are on there hunting and thinking that they're going to somehow find the YouTube video that's going to teach them how to make 100 grand, it don't exist. But when you give up your time, when you give up your resources, and when you put some skin in the game, the powers that be, the Most High, whatever you call it, the universe, has a way of saying, you know what? I see what you're doing. You took one step, I'm going to take 5. That's what it's about. But for those that continue to walk over dollars to go pick up and stress over dimes, life is going to spank them on their ass until the day that they leave this planet. And then when it's time to go, that's when the truth hits us and says, damn, this whole time, I was in complete creative control of everything that I want. Do you know in one of my favorite books, Think and Grow Rich, there's a poem. And I'm going to paraphrase the poem. And it talks about a gentleman that was getting ready to pass away. Matter of fact, I posted it on my LinkedIn and on my Instagram yesterday. And the man made a bargain with life for a penny. And a penny was all that life paid. And as this man was getting ready to die away, he realized that life would have paid him any ransom that he would have made. And so the problem with people and goals is not we set our goals too high and we miss them. We set our goals too low and we hit them every time. If I could just make enough money to pay my bills, okay, that's all you make it is enough money to pay your bills, but you can't do shit else. And then we start complaining, but that's what we asked for. Man, I'm just looking for a job. Then you get some old bullshit and then you say, oh, I don't like it, but that's what you asked for. Or somebody say, man, you can make 100,000. I don't need to make 100,000 as long as I could just make 30 or 40. And guess what? When you get that, you bitching, but that's what you asked for. Why not ask for it all? It's put here. It's not meant for myself or everybody else to enjoy. It's meant for you to get a piece of it too. But the only way you learn you can't learn how to make 100 grand from somebody that had just made 40. You can't learn how to move 30 units a month from somebody that's doing 15. And you can't learn how to be a boss from somebody that still thinks like an employee. And so click that link in the description. Let me take a second to get some shout out. Nicholas Johnson, Ford Lincoln of Cookville. What's going on? Hey, my pleasure, man. I keep giving the advice and the tips. The Man of Dork, Matthew from Sunny King Ford in Anniston, Alabama. What's up? Christian Portugal. I want to eat cereal with vinegar. Thanks, bro. Zeke, hey, click that link in the description. Zeke, go on over there. And once you get started, you'll get an email from me making sure that you know the days that we're going to be getting together for the coaching. But you get a chance to download the material right then. And it's not one of those things where you pay for it and you got to come back. No, you get to download it all to your laptop, all to your phone or whatever. All the videos and audios are compressed into what's called zip files because they're so big. And so once you download it, you can go to Google and download a free zip file opener. It's totally free. And then you'll be able to just watch and download everything. There are people who have downloaded the information that morning and used it to close 2 and 3 deals that same day. That's how powerful it is. Hey, listen, Zeke, you know, so many people are out here on social media, like you say, sharing bullshit. And it amazes me. The videos that do nothing but promote drama and the bull crap, they get all of these views. But those of us that are really out here giving people real world tactics, real world stuff. You know, I watched recently a dude that was talking about boxing. And I watched this man get so many donations. He wasn't giving the people nothing to help and change their life, talking about boxing. People just donate. And then I say, you know what, though? The world is bass backwards, because when somebody wants to be more successful and you take information that other people have invested thousands into, and you make it available for pennies on a dollar, sometimes that pisses a person off because they no longer have an excuse. Now the excuse becomes, oh, you know, I ain't really got no money for that. But then they go out to eat, spending a minimum of $10 every single day that week. Minimum. And that's just for lunch, let alone if they stop and get them some breakfast or Starbucks coffee on the way to the dealership, or heaven forbid, they stop and grab up some on the way home. It's real out here, y'all. And I ain't no better than anybody, but the difference is this. If anybody's going to compete with me, they have to be willing to die, because I've been at the bottom. I know what it's like to be evicted. I know what it's like to be broke, have $5 in my pocket, and I know I'm going to put gas in the car. I know what it's like to have every single person calling your phone except the right people. Every bill collected, the landlord, the electric bill, phone bill, everything. I've been there. I know what it feels like, but I also know what it feels like to travel to exotic places and have a good time and take cruises and to take my lady to some of the nicest 5-star restaurants around. I know what it's like to be able to enjoy time with my family at resorts. I like that side much better. So there's no excuse that anybody can give me as to why they're unable to get started besides just the desire. And if you fear, what if it won't work for me? What if it won't? What if it does? You're no different than everybody else that it's worked for. And I do you one better than that. If it doesn't, after 90 days, if you haven't increased your sales and you don't feel yourself thinking and being bigger, I'll give you your money back. That's how confident I am. That's how willing I am to put my money where my mouth is. Hell, I'm already giving it away. If we could do it for free, we would have. But if I did it, you may not appreciate the material. You may not appreciate the weekly sessions if I just gave it to you. So I do the next best thing, which is pretty much let you steal it from me. $65 for a $1,000 program that has information that's making people $70, $80, $90, $100,000 a year. Not just 1 year, but every year they like. Tim Lewis, what's up, man? Hey, Tim Lewis invested in the program. Folks, it's not even me talking, just read the chat. Okay, but let's get back to the feed. So remember, when you're sitting down with your customers and you're going through that worksheet, okay, let me go to this question real quick. Z, what are your thoughts on people who make their month off of bones and favoritism? Not a complaint, just saying. Those are part of the reason that made me seek help and stumbled upon your videos. Here's the thing about it. I hear a lot of people say that, and you know what? Every dealership has their pet favorites. We call them house mouse. Every store has one, so you gotta embrace that and expect that. But here's the kicker about it: just what you said you're about to do, which is investing in the resources to build you up. You have to be responsible for you, because no matter where you go in any aspect of business and in life, there's always going to be some nepotism going on. And it's really, in truth, it's really nobody else's responsibility for our skill set to build up for us to eat. It's their responsibility to make sure we got customers, to make sure we have a roof, to make sure we have inventory. Let's not get it twisted. A dealership's only responsibility to its employees to make sure there's inventory, make sure there's people that can process the paperwork, make sure there's a building to be able to operate in. And that's pretty much it. If you're looking for ways, if you're looking for somebody else to be more concerned about you making money, it'll never happen. Maybe your mom, maybe your children, but even they can't do it for us. At the end of the day, as our parents are getting older, it's our responsibility to do what we can to take care of them. And so every dealership has the people to get favorites. Hey, and if y'all in the building, make sure y'all hit that like button for me, please. Thank you so much in advance. I really appreciate y'all for doing that. Hit that like button, because those likes is what help other people in our business that are looking for help, that can benefit from this video. This is what gets it out there. So hit that like button, y'all. I greatly appreciate y'all for doing that for us. But yeah, Zeke, that's going to happen at every place. Okay, it does happen, but you have to do everything that you can do. You are a CEO. That's your business. And if you aren't taking care of your business, nobody else will. And as a matter of fact, let me share this with y'all too. as you begin to develop, as you download these materials today, as you begin to grow and make more money, be prepared that some of the people at your dealership that you're cool with will fall away from you. They're going to say, who the hell you think you are trying to get better? Who do you think you are investing in materials? You know why they get pissed about it? Because by you taking an extra step shows them what they're not doing. And so they're going to hate on you, oh, you selling out, or you kissing ass, or you yada, yada. You let them laugh and talk as you go all the way to the bank. Believe that, okay? Don't let anybody sidetrack you. You know, when I first got in it, I was all about my homeboys. I was really it. I was 24. It was all about my homies, what I thought was my friends. But as I started reading, as I started taking my career seriously, as I started changing, I noticed they would say I was a sellout. Here I am reading books. What am I trying to be? I'm trying to be white. And for those of you who may be white on here, don't get mad at me. But in the African-American community, for some reason, whenever you're trying to be intelligent or you speak articulately, we like to label it. And that's bullshit, because color there's no color on intelligence. So no, I wasn't reading because I wanted to be white. I don't talk a certain way because I'm trying to be white. I talk a certain way because I feel I'm intelligent. I read certain things because I'm working to be even more intelligent and increase my value. And one thing I noticed is that in certain communities, we look down on people that do go out and invest in themselves and take risks, which is why you have certain cultures that have surpassed other cultures. Not from lack of ability, it's lack of a willingness. It's being willing to be trusting and have enough faith to say, if it's helped other people, it can help me. Instead of sitting around and just hoping for some magical thing to just fall on our lap. It doesn't happen. And the quote from one of the most popular books, if you take one step, the universe, the powers that be, God, Allah, Jehovah, whatever you call it, will take 2, 3, 4, or 5. How can we ever expect life to give us more when we're not willing to do what we got to do to give us more? You see, it's never going to work that way. We can never expect people on the outside to be one to do things to help us when the individual on the inside is unwilling to help himself. That's like you seeing somebody get into a fight. They're unwilling to fight, and you just going to jump in and take a beating for them, and they take off running on you. How silly is that? If that person ain't willing to stand up, defend themselves, I mean, if it's your mom or a child, maybe. But if I'm with a friend of mine and somebody just starts beating on them and they're unwilling to fight back, protect themselves, what the hell do I look like jumping in there? They were unwilling to do it for themselves. Same thing as in success, same thing in making money, same thing in being good in sales. How is some customer going to be willing to do business with you and they won't even know why they don't want to? Why? It's because we never took the time to invest in ourselves to improve our own skill set. The greater value we build in ourselves, the easier it is for people to want to see the value in us and want to do business with us. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. We only had 5 likes, and we've had far more than 5 people in here this morning. Hit that like button. Y'all use a Foursquare. Hey, that's cool, whether it be Foursquare or a worksheet. It's all about delivery. Remember when your mama used to say, it's not what you say, but how you say it? You know what I mean? JB, do you have information for bank reps? As far as for bank reps, in what way? At the end of the day, JP, sales is sales, okay? The product may change, the price, I call it the triple Ps. The only thing that typically sells in any situation is the product, the person, and the price. But the foundation, the fundamentals of what it is that we're going after, which is to be a solution provider, which is to ask relevant questions and listen with the intent to understand, to do everything we can to help this person solve a problem. That's why every successful businessman or businesswoman is successful. It's because they identify a problem and they provide a solution. In the automotive industry, we help people solve their transportation problems. If they want to talk politics, they can watch CNN, Fox, or take it to the ballot box. If they want to come in and talk about religion, they can go to their place of worship on Saturday, Sunday, and whatever day during the week that they go. When they step into that dealership, my only objective is to help them solve a transportation problem. And that's it. And that should be yours too. Okay, so the information within the training, absolutely, JP. The fundamentals will help you the exact same. Matter of fact, I've had people from insurance and real estate who have looked at the videos and have identified that, you know what, I can use everything that he's talking about in my industry, and they've invested in it and they're using it to win, no doubt. And at $65 with a guaranteed money back guarantee, you can't lose anyway. Okay, so we got TNT Barbecue Action, Nissan, Nashville, Tennessee. I'm out there quite a bit. It's been a little bit, but I'm out there in Franklin. I deal with Infinity and Nissan of Cool Springs. Work for a bank that works with oh man. Well, if you work with banks that deal with dealerships, most definitely it will benefit you. Because you know, when you're going in and you're trying to make that initial contact, or you're trying to get that dealership to use your services to submit more deals, it is the exact same way. It's all about how you go in, one, to even get the GM to be willing to listen, or to get the F&I director or the managers to be willing to listen. Number two, what benefit do you bring? You know, if we're going to use your bank, what type of yield are we going to get on the back? What type of specials y'all going to do for us? And then the third thing is, when I have a problem, are you going to be there? So yeah, JP, definitely, because I know a little bit about that side too. I've had people, like I say, that deal with dealerships from your end that are partaking in the coaching programs too. All right, so y'all, I'm getting ready to head to Illinois this week. So I will be checking in with y'all. I'll be at Cardinal GMC, then I'll be at Highway GMC, and then I'll be at Courtesy GMC. One is in Belleville, Illinois. The other one is in El Paso, Illinois. Not El Paso, Texas, El Paso, Illinois. And then the last one is in, hey, where's Courtesy GMC at? I forgot. It's up there near Chicago, right? All right. All right. Okay, well, she walked out the room. She handles my logistics. But that's where I'll be at. I'll be checking in with you guys and ladies, letting y'all know what's going on there. I'll be going live there with the crew and whatnot. But, oh, you in Chicago? Yeah, I'm doing training on Friday. I'll be at Courtesy GMC, which is like 35 miles right outside of Chicago. Let me give you the exact city where it's at, man. It's in, well, it calls it Chicago, but I know it's really not. But, you know, that's how they explain it to anybody that is not from the area. But give me one quick second. Let me look it up real fast, and I'll tell you exactly. Courtesy. Ari, what city is that Courtesy GMC and we going to? You remember?
Belleville, El Paso.
And what was the other one? The one on Friday. You're still on live, so they can hear you if you curse like that. Hold on, I'm getting it now.
I don't remember.
Mine says Chicago, so Chicago. Yeah, you know how that is. So I'll be there on Friday, but I'll be in Belleville, Illinois on Monday, tomorrow. So as you know, we're about to get ready to get up out of here. But what other questions y'all got for me while you're here? And like I said, man, the link, matter of fact, let me post it again, just in case it got too far. I'm gonna make sure I put it. Give me some other questions. Give me something before I get off here to make sure y'all can use this stuff at your stores immediately. And the Facebook training, I know people have been using that to drive people in right away. So like I said, when y'all see just how much information is in this program, you're gonna say, one, you see why people had spent $1,000 on it. And if you look at the comments on some of the other videos, people say it's an absolute steal, and you'd be insane not to download it at this price because it's going back up. Y'all know how that goes. I have to do that just to be fair to the people who do decide that they're going to download it. That's their benefit. That's the benefit for them getting started. And that's just my way to incentivize folks that want to get going. There we go. I just shared it again for those that want to get going. And what's up, Adnan Saab? Hey, listen, I appreciate you for watching, man. And, you know, for those of you who are on here, click that link in the description, click the link in the chat, go on over, check it out. When you see the list of things and you see what it's available for, I assure you it'll blow your mind. And on Mondays at 8:30, you'll get the access link. You'll be able to jump in and chime in with us. But if you miss it, if you missed a lot of coaching sessions on Monday because you're working or you're going out to eat or you made so much money, you and your family on vacation, you will always be emailed the link of the session that you may have missed. Okay. So other than that, man, if y'all don't have any other questions, I just wanted to jump in and talk about the fee. So again, if your dealership requires you to ignore them, okay, but make sure you at least know how to intelligently address each one. Because I will tell you, a customer will look at that and see that, you know, $395 doc fee, not understand, or hear somebody say it's pure profit to the store or pure profit to the owner, or it helps the owner pay for his private jet or whatever stupid crap I've heard before, rather than the intelligent response, which is what the doc fee is. It's the cost associated with the inspection, the certification, and the documentation for your vehicle. And then you move on to the next. And that's really what it is. That's truly what it is. Truly. And guess what? It's standardized. Everybody pays it. But if you tell a customer what everybody pays, they don't give a damn. Why do I care what everybody else pays? Oh, this, that, and the other. No, let me explain to you what it is and why it's there and how it's beneficial. It's the cost, inspection, certification, and documentation for your vehicle. Boom, and move on. All right. But other than that, folks, click that link in the chat. Click the link in the description. Go ahead and take advantage of it. $65, you get access to the $1,000 program, and you can get started today. If you know you off Sunday with your family or get out a little bit, but tonight, turn that audio on, or while you in the car riding to the beach or going to hang out, let it play through the Bluetooth. It's accessible, immediately downloadable, and you'll be getting an email from me just letting you know, confirm up, and giving you the information on the Monday sessions. All right. But other than that, y'all, as always, I love you guys. And when I say that, I don't say that just meaninglessly. I genuinely do. I have admiration and respect for anybody that takes time out of their day to do things that's going to improve their skill set. I admire and appreciate anybody that clicks that link and goes over and gets started. This is the winner's circle. And that's why I want people with skin in the game. So I know I'm dealing with those who truly to go get it. But other than that, y'all, as always, much love. I look forward to seeing y'all at the dealership. Much respect. Over and out, y'all.